fragrance from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the wall dash, then I long for my Indiana home. Back home again in Indiana, and it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still shining bright through the sycamores for me. The new moon haze sends all its fragrance from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, then I long for my Indiana home. Back home again, back home again, back home again.
Good evening, Indiana and beyond. We're jumping right into the interview with head coach Max Rogers here as we kickstart the Central Indiana Honda Dealers postgame show. Max, congratulations on a big 3 points this evening in a gritty match in the rivalry series. Just talk a little about your impressions of the 90 minutes as they played out.
Yeah, thanks, John. I thought it was an even game, and both goalkeepers made some good saves. John, some fantastic saves at the start of the second half. So, really pleased for him. I thought he had a great game, but I'm so proud of our players tonight. They worked so hard for each other and for the club. So, and we deserve that bit of luck for the goal. Them not being able to clear the cross, because we've been frustrated with that ourselves. In recent games. But I'm so proud of the players.
So the bounces have not been going our way at home this year, but finally something late does turn the squad's way for what seemingly is a lopsided amount of times. The first time since we can remember. Just talk a little about how your team really settled into the match after a short barrage of 10 minutes by attacking with Louisville to start the second half. Indy really seemed to take control of the match and squeeze it from there in order to be in position to snag the goal. Talk a little bit how you saw that second half especially progress after Jordan was able to make some good stops to keep it scoreless.
Yeah, I mean, at the start of the second half, we caused ourselves a few problems just by, playing into areas that they wanted us to, so they could press the ball and win it back. But once we sort of got past that period of maybe 10 minutes or so, as you say, I thought we were able to pass the ball better and moved it quicker, and got into the final third. Probably should have tested the goalkeeper more, but obviously it's great to get the goal, and you have to put the ball into the penalty box in order for that to happen. You never know, so you have to take that risk, and again, maybe a little bit cleaner on the counter-attack. We could have added a second goal with them, obviously pushing players forward, but the work rate from the players has been excellent, and as I said previously, in games that we've not got the right result, the players have given everything, and they've shown that they really care and want to do well, so we just have to keep believing and hope things sort of go our way in the remaining games.
The man who got the goal, Manuel Arteaga, frustrated much of the night, but when we needed him most, he was there on the spot, as he has been for much of the season. Just talking about how he encapsulates that effort to put in that full 90 minutes and how the squad feeds off that.
Yeah, I think, as I said in the past with Manny, he works so hard, and probably at times he works too hard and presses at the wrong moment just because he's so eager to work for the team. But I know that feeds down through the team. If you're a centre-back and you see the striker pressing and harrying defenders like he does, it gives you so much confidence and belief. And again, didn't really get a lot of service or maybe looks on goals, but how he scores that goal is probably just what he needs to do a little bit more. And when the ball goes into the wide area, get himself in the box, because you never know what can happen. But second half, I thought we used him a little bit more to build an attack, and that helped by having the extra man in that sort of midfield area. But we want him to score more goals, and I think he should have scored more goals as well over this season.
We'll leave with this. For the first time, Indy 11 wins the season series against Louisville City FC. How important is that, not just for the club, but for the fans you're playing in front of?
Yeah, I think it's more for the fans, to be honest with you. You know, our obviously aim is to get the playoffs, and it's bragging rights in a sense for the fans, but it's nothing to be too concerned with. I think, you know, we want to look at the bigger picture more and, you know, overall get to the playoffs and be challenging, you know, for you know, things higher up the table. But, you know, for the way the season's gone, there's no reason why, you know, we can't be very pleased with how we've done in the series.
Thanks for joining us, Max. Soak in the 3
John.
points, and we'll see you next Saturday night.
Thanks, John. Bye.
Interim head coach Max Rogers starting things with a bang here on the Central Indiana Honda Dealers post-game show. Send us your comments, whether you're watching on Facebook or Twitter. Inside the Indy 11 app, there's the bushwhacker himself, Josh Mason, entering the fray here. I believe we might try to get Jordan Farr to follow here. Josh, do we have any more boys in blue or men in yellow, as it may be?
Working, I do see a Jordan Farr right now. He seems to be holding his wife in the air and taking photos, so I will try to drag him over here momentarily.
No worries. You saw the last 30 minutes from on the field. Talk a little bit about how the end of the match unfolded in your eyes and the energy that came after that 85th minute goal by Senor Arteaga.
I mean, I'll say what I say. I feel like every season and every game, I feel like the only time we score late, that extra time always feels like extra. I'm like, who's got a clock here? Definitely felt 5 minutes felt like 10. But I feel like it's been a little bit of what Indy 11's been dealing with this year, because we've had so many late goals against us. I didn't want to see something that happened like in Atlanta 2, or the things we saw earlier in the season by them getting a goal late and having come up with a draw. So energy was fantastic. BYB was loud. Thunder in the stands. I love when I see that. So I was overall impressed with the last, at least with the energy in the stadium tonight, with everybody came out on a beautiful night here at Carroll.
As we see Mr. Farr lurking behind you, we'll get more of your thoughts here later as we hand the headset over to Mr. Farr. Had a massive effort on the evening.
Love you, buddy.
Oh, hugs. Got to hug it out sometimes. Jordan Farr, John Clear up in the booth. Can you hear me, sir?
I can. Loud and clear.
All right. Well, congratulations on a big 3 points and another clean sheet on your part. Talk a little bit about, first, let's be selfish a little bit. Talk a little bit about what you saw in this as far as the saves you made on the evening. I'm trying to pull up the stats now. I believe you had 5 saves on the evening. A lot of those coming early in the second half. Talk a little bit about stopping that barrage and keeping your squad in it.
I think if you ask anybody, it's difficult to go and try to make those saves right out of the halftime, because naturally your blood, everything's like kind of moving a little slower. I was happy to be ready to make the saves. I feel like the first one down to my left was a pure, just like, didn't even think about much. And then the one down to my right, that was a breakaway, was simply kind of an educated guess. The way I think it was Gomez's body shape was just shading it all to the back post. And so I just kind of went down early and was able to get a hand on it, thankfully. But other than that, the team played incredible. The amount of work that this team did tonight is a testament to kind of their belief in themselves as players and us collectively as a team. These results should have been happening this entire year, and we realize that, but the effort never has dropped. And that's been something as a goalkeeper and a teammate that I've really just been fortunate to see in my teammates going forward. Even in losses, even in tough results, guys have put in shifts that should really make the fans proud.
Mentioned this to Coach Rogers. First time Indy 11's won the season series over Louisville in 4 tries. Players have to say are a little bit, you can't necessarily say some games are bigger than the others. We understand that, but how big is it for you guys to deliver something like that to the fan base, especially with as tough as the year has been? It's not over. There's still soccer to be played, and there's still a playoff chase to be had. But just to give the fans that sweet taste of victory against the rivals, against the top squad, one of the top squads in the USL Championship. Just what does it mean to deliver that to the fans and inside the locker room as well?
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, if you remember in 2019, being back on the same exact field, we went 1 goal up in the second half, and then we ended up giving away a goal in the 95th minute. Not going to lie, that something as a player I cared deeply about and was very disappointed. I've obviously put that behind me. But not going to lie, those similar feelings were creeping in as it happened, but it was incredible to see the team just push. And for me individually, I can only be honest and say that, but just quickly after that, I just confidence with the experience that I've gained over the last 2 years, it pushed that memory completely to the side and filled it with this new one. We wish it was in the playoffs, of course, but as an organization, beating Louisville means so much, and players that have just been here for the first year even understand that the depth of kind of that rivalry. Excuse me. And then for players like myself, Carl, and Io, who have been here for 4 years, it's a very emotional thing. It's very surreal, and I hope that the fans really take that and as a successful part of the season, because like I said, it's been a very unlucky season for us, and we knew how important this game was to everyone.
See, we'll try to get some fan comments here. Not seeing anything particularly for you, so we'll close with this. We've seen Manuel Arteaga running his head off all over the field for 90 minutes all season long. How does that look like from where your vantage point is? Just seeing his constant buzzing around and seeing that pay off late for the squad tonight. Is that just a testament to his work rate and the effort he puts in and the consistency of it?
Yeah, like forwards are known for scoring goals. They get bad game, good game if they score a goal, whatever. But for me and the rest of our team, we are extremely inspired by his work rate. I think as you saw him sprinting around, then he had Jerry behind him, and then he had Peter, and then he had Io, and everybody kind of followed suit. Manu does all the work. He deserves way more goals. He's been gotten very unlucky this year, but the amount of work this guy puts in, his dedication to the craft on and off the field has been really impressive. But he leads us really well with his intensity coming forward. And after the goal, as a goalkeeper, like you said, from my vantage point, I love the goal, appreciate the goal. But I think anybody can get happy about that. For me, it's the work rate. It's his tenacity to get after Tosh, after the center back's not giving him any clear looks at trying to pump the ball forward in the end. And that's why they didn't get any chances. They got 0 chances in the end because of the work rate from our front three, especially Manu.
That's what I was going to bring up. 5 saves on the evening, 4 early in the second half. I don't believe anything after the 60th minute. Clean sheets are not goalkeepers alone, so I do want to make sure to give credit to the back line and everyone for the defensive effort. I'll beat you to the punch on that. So, Jordan Farr, thanks for joining us. Soak this one in, and we'll see you next Saturday night.
Appreciate it, John. Thank you.
Jordan Farr, goalkeeper for your Indy 11, posting a 1-0 victory over the team from the wrong side of the river. To post, again, a 2-win, 1-loss, 1-draw series victory over Louisville. We've turned the LCFC series on its head a little bit this season. So nothing but smiles here down on the field and up in the booth. We'll wait for Josh Mason to join us once again. Clay Angeli is active on the internet's here in the comments. Please, everyone else, leave your comments here. Let's see. Kathy Fulton asks, where's Hackshaw? An update on Hackshaw would be most appreciated. Melville was back in training earlier this week. He was questionable on the depth chart for tonight. I don't want to propose anything in advance. He was not on the 18, but we do know he is progressing from the injury he suffered a few weeks back, and I would expect to see him in consideration for at least a spot in the starting or on the team sheet, the 18 next weekend, and hopefully he'll be back enough to contribute with starters minutes, as it never hurts to get an all USL championship performer on your back line back into the mix. However, yeoman's effort by Patrick Segrist, Timmer, Toby Adewale, another monster night, just being plugged into the squad less than a month ago. And Reese Buckmaster active up and down that right flank, that back line, really put in a shift. As did Gershon Kofi, kind of screening in front of that back four. I would not be surprised if he led the team in touches. We can check that on the stats here as the postgame show marches on. Again, leave your comments here. Otherwise, we're going to wrap things up a little early. Josh Mason, any thoughts from down pitch side?
A couple of thoughts, John, to be honest with you. I said most of it centered on performances this evening. I mean, if we already talked about this. Typically during the match, I try to take these high points in terms of the things that I see during the match that could make the match go either way. And I would give a lot of credit to Louisville coming off out of the gate. If you remember in the 6th minute, we had the off-the-post hit followed by the header right to Jordan Farr. So Louisville City came out to play. So I got to give a lot of credit to them. We had a free kick tipped away. Nick Moon was on fire for a short period of time during the game as well. They didn't know how to handle the speed coming up the right side, where he had some real opportunities on net. Obviously, didn't come to fruition later, but obviously, Arciaga's had it right before the set break. Saw an opportunity there that just went a little bit wide. But then you have the start of the second half, right? Louisville comes out strong again. Farr has an awesome diving save in the 46th minute, right again at the start of the half. I don't know if we came out a little bit flat, but obviously Louisville City came out to play very, very early in both halves. And you got to give a lot of credit to Jordan Farr this evening. I said we'll talk about man of the match here momentarily, John. But as far as what I saw this evening, man of the match, what do you think this evening? Oh wait, before we speak to that, as we always know,
we have
need
graphics. We
always need the fancy graphics. There we go.
So Grant Park, man of the match. Thoughts? I love the shift that Kofi put in. He seemed to be everywhere. I speculated that he might lead the team in touches. He was close. He was tied with Reese Buckmaster on 67. Patrick Segrist had 86 touches, almost 20 more than anyone else. Needless to say, most of the attack was going down that right side of the field for your 11 tonight. Opta says 41.1% of the attacking came in the right side of the attacking third. So good shift from Patrick Segrist along that left side, and Buckmaster on the right side as well. I thought Emmanuel Ledesma was popping up in dangerous spots. I think the service on free kicks was something I was very pleased with. Arciaga, I've harped on it throughout with both our two guests, and I'll do it again. His work rate is to be admired and emulated. And he was frustrated by some of the calls or lack thereof in the first half, especially. I think that might have thrown him off a little bit, but as he settled into things, you never saw the energy wane at all, and he was in the right place at the right time when the one chance, in a game like this, it's going to be which team gets that one chance. And Arciaga buried it with a plum for his 10th goal of the season. I believe he's tied for 7th or 8th now in the Eastern Conference as far as goal scorers go. And like Max said, like Jordan said, he could have several more this year if more fortune and some woodwork went his way. But Jordan Farr also, especially early in both halves, I think it took Indy 11 10 minutes to get into each half where Louisville carried the attack and carried the chances.
Correct.
And Jordan Farr came up big in those early stretches in both 45s to keep Louisville off the board and allow the squad to get into each half and really take a foothold of it. The first half just wasn't a lot going on for either side after those first 10 minutes. And although I think it was spread out a little more, the second half, there was really nothing between the 60th minute and what happened on the Arciaga goal as far as serious chances went. The game just kind of fell into a stranglehold in midfield. But that was due to the work rate of Indy 11, getting in more passing lanes. I think winning more duels, showing just more of that rivalry type effort that you need to scratch and claw out 3 points instead of one. So, man of the match poll, look for that. The Grand Park man of the match poll, look for that going live tomorrow morning. Trey Higdon will lovingly post that content on the Twitters for you all to vote on. Other than that, Chris Mitchell, yes, way to go, Indy 11. Especially after the heartache of the way the last home match went. I think that kind of pushes the joy out of us twofold, threefold, fourfold, counting the rivalry aspect of it. It just felt like more than 3 points tonight, much like the last game felt like a loss, even though it was a draw. So, you got to relish these moments as you can. And again, suck up the fact that in a year where you're a little bit down and Louisville is continuing to maintain its class towards the top of the entirety of the USL Championship, you're able to go down to Louisville and steal one win as well as a draw, and then claw one out at home here when Louisville really needed 3 points as they fight for supremacy in the Central Division and the all-important home field advantage down the stretch. Speaking of playoffs, let's go to the USL Championship scoreboard. One result that went in our playoff chances' favor came tonight at AutoZone Park in the Music City, where Memphis 901 FC posted a 4-2 win over Atlanta United 2. That means Atlanta United, I believe, now must win their final game of the season. I believe that comes at Tulsa. Let me dig into the standings here. This is great TV, folks. I know.
No, I'll mention this too.
Atlanta United is on the road at Tulsa for their finale this Wednesday. So they don't play a match for the last 10 days of the season. The schedule is what it is, folks. So Atlanta United, 2. We need to pull for the 5 stripes, the mini 5 stripes. I'm not sure if there's a qualifier in front of that nickname for them. But we're all Atlanta United 2 fans. Come this Wednesday, October 20th. That kicks off in Tulsa at 8 p.m. Tune into ESPN Plus for that one. Speaking of Tulsa, that result is not going our way at the moment. Looks as if they're in San Antonio at Toyota Field tonight, maintaining a 1-0 advantage over San Antonio FC. A goal from Rodrigo da Costa in the 27th minute, giving the golden white, the golden black, the mostly gold of FC Tulsa the lead as they get ready to kick things off in the second half. So pulling for Cam Lindley and the squad to get 2 here in the second half and keep our playoff hopes alive. As of now, still in it. A lot needs to happen, but we'll take ending round 26 action with a faint chance of playoff hopes still alive if San Antonio can come back. But all that aside, that's it's nice. Playoffs are what it's all about. But for tonight, let's soak in this result: a 1-0 win over Lou City FC in the LIP AFC rivalry series. Indy 11 and the fans leave on a high note here at Carroll Stadium tonight. So, for Josh Mason down pitch side, John Kaluter, we'll see all of you back here for Fan Appreciation Night next Saturday against that FC Tulsa squad we've talked so much about. 7 o'clock, presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. Come on out, first 500, get the team photo. We'll have plenty more giveaways and other items, other fun in store, Indy11.com/promotions for all of that as we update that throughout the week. If you can't make it, My Indy TV 23 carrying the action along with Extos Radio 94.3 FM. And as always, Indy 11 Live, lovingly provided by Max Johnson and the Central Indiana Honda dealers at Indy 11 Live Twitter feed. So, for Josh and John, we'll see you guys next Saturday, hopefully here at the mic. Soak in, everyone. Good night.